What's up, gamers? Welcome back to Game Brigade. My name is Brian. Today on the show, I want to have a little discussion about the board game space and kind of talk about my thoughts and feelings regarding some things I've been going through, at least that I've been kind of experiencing. And this really stems from the last video I did where I did the top 5 games that I'm playing right now, plus the games that I'm looking forward to playing in the future. In that video, I talked about the idea that our group has been playing repeatable games over and over, just experiencing games more than one time, just trying to get them as many places as we can within a month. And someone commented that that's something that they're also doing. I can't remember the comment who said it, but they said the same thing. And I want to kind of touch on why not only are we doing that for the play the game more and to learn the game. Well, how do I say this? I wanted to talk about this, but the idea of how do I say what I want to say. So one of the things that has been bothering me about the board game space for me has been my cost per play. How much do I spend on a game versus how many times do I play it, and do those costs equal out, and does it make sense? So one of the things obviously we were trying to do is play games more to kind of work on that. But in retrospect of doing that, I saw games like Marvel Zombies, a lot of these big Kickstarter games that I've gotten, and noticing that my cost per play or per, my enjoyment level per experience was really disproportionate in a lot of ways. And I don't know if that's necessarily just related to Kickstarter. Like if you look at my Oathsworn gameplay, we had a lot of sessions of that. There's 21 chapters in that game, but we usually played twice a week, because we do multiple portions. So, I don't know if you count each chapter as a play or if each time we actually pull the game out to, dig deeper as a play. But like not every crowdfunded game I have this experience with. But I have noticed, and I've talked about this a lot lately, that I've been backing less and less games lately. And partially the cost prohibitiveness. It's just so expensive sometimes to get all the games that you want to get, and then when we do get them, we don't play them as much as I'd like to. A lot of times they have a lot of components, there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's kind of hard to table over and over. And especially it's even harder when you go back to the way I used to play a lot of games, which would be play games a few times and then shelve it for a year or two, and then because you constantly have to go to the next game, because within the group we're all getting games all the time. So I have effectively stopped backing as much as I can. There's some games I back. Sometimes I'll support a creator by backing their game that I've done coverage for, just because I enjoyed the game and I want to. I've been doing a lot of coverage for indie games lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but almost all the games I've been covering lately are indie publishers that are very small that I'm trying to give a little leg up for to help them out as much as I can. And so sometimes I'll back those campaigns if the game is good enough for my collection or something that I would like to have in my collection. But for the most part, we've been going to games like Brass Birmingham, which is a game that you can get at retail for a relatively good price. You can even get it on sale at times. And then our cost per play is vastly different in terms of something like Marvel Zombies, which when I was all said and done, you're creeping up on $700 almost for the hungry pledge of the Marvel Zombies game here. And I haven't even broken the seal on my Marvel Zombies, and that's mostly because I don't even know if I want to keep this game, mostly because I don't know if I'm going to recoup my cost of play. So I'm like, you're going through that mental anguish kind of thing. I also have Marvel, not Marvel, the Zombicide Dead or Alive. I haven't even unboxed that one yet, because that was one that was a really good price in terms of the, all the stuff that you get comparatively like Marvel Zombies. But I've got 2 Zombicides, and I'm just kind of deciding on what I wanted to do with that. So I feel like, though, this kind of thing that I'm going through has actually negatively impacted the channel in a way. When I started this channel, it was because I was such a fan of crowdfunding and I wanted to talk about it, and I was having a ton of fun getting these cool games, sometimes buying too much, obviously. But because of my lack of pursuing crowdfunding or lack of, wanting to back, I've obviously done less coverage of crowdfunding games, which has negatively impacted the channel because I don't make as much content for you guys. And I think a lot of my audience, I have a split audience right now. We've got people who really want to hear about crowdfunding games and hear about my opinion on what's new and hot and all the other stuff. And even another group of people who just want to hear my thoughts about the hobby in general, which back in 2023, when I was doing a lot of my convention runs and also doing collaborations with other channels, I was trying to kind of convert my channel from the crowdfunding informational space to the information or the personal Brian channel, like more about me and my hobby and the collection and whatnot. I don't know if I've been successful at that, and I don't know if I've fully grasp the idea of how to make that transition, because I know my channel's been doing like these like waves of popularity and then really lows. Like right now we're in a big low in terms of my channel's growth. I think right now we're actually one of the lowest subscriber growth months I've had in 5 years, which is crazy, so it's like, okay, something's not working. I don't know. And that's kind of been this whole like discussion like in my head as I sit there and I think about my channel and why am I not wanting to make content about crowdfunding? Is it because I just don't buy crowdfunding as much? Am I passionate about crowdfunding? I think my passion's still there and I love working with these companies. But a lot of times some of the projects are just so expensive. It's hard for me to justify the cost at times. So I wanted to sit down and have that conversation. I don't have an answer for this conversation. This is just me kind of talking to you, my audience. I don't have an answer for this. It's just something I wanted to share and get out there and maybe hear what other people's thoughts are on this. How are you feeling in terms of the board game space? Where are you at in your life cycle of a gamer? You're excited. I'm new to the hobby. I want to buy everything. You've got I discovered crowdfunding, so I'm backing everything. You are an old head and you're like, I don't want to back anymore. And then you're here where you have all your old collection. Like, where are you at in this spectrum? And I don't know if that's the full spectrum, but that's kind of where I'm at in my head in terms of my growth trajectory. I would love to hear what you guys are at and kind of, hear what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. I'll try my best to reply to everyone's comments if you leave a comment down there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's a very quick video, just a little bit of discussion. If you want to hear more of these table talk videos, let me know in the comment section down below. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and join the Game Brigade community. And I am Brian, of course, from Game Brigade, and I will talk to you very soon.